Alright, so I just received in the mail my new mobile Pixels monitor. This is 2 monitors. If you know, my last videos were on the SideTrak for me to multitask. And I thought that company was making one that would have 2 monitors, but I was wrong. It was this company. And I just received it in the mail. So let's see how this works out. So there's one monitor, 2 monitors. Get rid of this box. And I'll go home and open one of these up. Trying to do this one-handed here. Bear with me. I'm not a YouTube pro by any means. I just know that I haven't seen any YouTube videos on the monitor I reviewed last time or this monitor. I mean, you see YouTube videos, but they're of people that aren't so much consumers. So this slides out. Let's do this. Let's stand it up. Alright, so there's that. Fancy box, instructions on the inside of the lid, manual, must read, how-to fixture, your display, instructions. Yeah, okay. There's the English side. And now here's the monitor. So I gotta say already, with the SideTrak, which I have mounted on this over here, this laptop, SideTrak, you have the back end. When you flip it over, there's no protection for the screen. So if you have this in a case by itself, hopefully it's padded and you got something that'll protect that screen. With this one already, it's got a protector on the most part. There is a small end of the screen that's visible there, but it's mostly protected, unlike the SideTrak here. So let's see how this is up here. So this feels a lot more sturdier in place. And underneath the monitor, you can see you got your mounting magnets for your laptop. really secure these magnets inside these boxes. Oh wow, this is coming with quite a few. And I don't think these are actual magnets, these are just metal pieces that stick onto your laptop. Small little covered adhesive area. And so unlike the SideTrak, these magnets feel like they are going to be able to move around. Whereas if you saw my last video, the magnets on a laptop sit right inside this indentation of the monitor, and therefore it won't get cockeyed or moved around if bounced or pressed up against something by accident. These are not going to do that so much. But we'll see when I have it mounted. So I'll go ahead and pause here, undo the other monitor, and then what's this? Oh, I guess that's like a stand, I guess. Alright, so I'll go ahead and pause here, get the other monitor unwrapped, and get it mounted on one of my laptops. Okay, so I've got two monitors set up on this laptop. And this is actually going to turn into a comparison a little bit. Because here's my Stand Steady from SideTrak set up on this monitor. And I've got all monitors set up for YouTube.
If you have a fear of overpaying, you have FOOP. But don't worry, switch to US Cellular and get a free Samsung Galaxy S25
Now, the only thing I'm really going to get out of this is to show you the productiveness of everything. So as you can see, all three monitors are playing videos. And so you can see the comparison of those two screens. This is a far better laptop than the other one that I got set up, but work-wise, this laptop is going to be pretty productive. And if you looked at my other videos on the SideTrak, you saw the SideTrak mount onto this, and I compared the quality just to show you that what you hook up these monitors to may be better or not even as good. As you can see, the color quality on these monitors are far better than my laptop. So there's my comparison of the monitors. Now, of the overall, it's not that bad of a setup. I'll pause here and I'll add some more comparisons. Alright, so my other comparisons between the two. So I already showed you earlier how the SideTrak does not have any type of protection for the monitor, which this looks like one piece, so they have to stamp this out. So it could have, so it had protection, they chose to remove it. So if they would just not remove that, I understand they were probably going for weight because this is actually aluminum. The framing is actually aluminum. The monitor itself is plastic, so I know they were going for a lighter system. I get that. They made theirs, the Mobile Pixels made theirs completely plastic, which seems pretty durable. And again, it's protecting the screen for the most part, except for that small little strip. So I think they could have covered their monitor better, because you may have this in your bag by itself, not against a laptop, where the laptop is protecting the screen. That's not that big of a deal if you're careful with your stuff, if you're not banging your bag around or whatever's in there isn't going to scratch it up. Now with the Mobile Pixels, what they could have done better is with the SideTrak, again, they made their indentions. These magnets don't move around. These are magnets I removed from that laptop so I can mount the megapixels monitor on it. But it won't move around. So once it's on your laptop, it's not going anywhere. It's not getting shifted around. You put it how you want, how it's supposed to be mounted, and it's not gonna go nowhere. It stays on there. It stays on there pretty good. Whereas this one, you're gonna bump it, it's gonna move around, it's gonna slide. These are indented within the plastic, the magnets themselves, but these are just going to slide all over the magnets. The other thing I have is obviously it's a heavier monitor system, so it weighs down the back. So this one, you actually have to have it resting against something. Again, these will just slide right off, and your monitor's not going to stay on, or it's going to bring your monitor of your laptop all the way back and overweigh it and possibly bring your keyboard up off the table or whatever you're resting it on. So they could have indented these to where it doesn't shift around. And then the way you have to mount it is you have to mount it where it hangs off because of how they did their hinge system. Bear with me here while I open it. So you see how it has to hang off there? Now it has to do that because the way they did their hinges on their monitors, you won't be able to swing it around without it hanging off. Whereas the SideTrak here, I'm able to center it up pretty nicely. And what they did with theirs is they have a different part, another sliding mechanism. So you have the monitor that comes out, and you see this bracket right here. Well, that's coming out as well. So you can see the monitor moves from that bracket, and that bracket can go back in further and come all the way out. And this allows me to extend out my monitor for me to swivel it where I want it to swivel. And I can adjust it back so it's flush with my monitor and it looks cleaner. So they could have gone with that little bit of extra material that comes out with it So you didn't have to have this hanging off. But those are my comparisons. Setting them up, they both took about the same time to download the software and get them going on the laptops. The magnets, this one was far easier to set up with the magnet strips. Again, those magnets don't move around, so I just had to place the monitor down where I wanted it. And then pop it into place, and that's where it sat, and there was no problem. So I was able to center it up pretty nicely, and it looks pretty good. This one, because those metal strips, they move around, and you're supposed to have this overhang, it was a little bit more difficult. So what I did was I took the one monitor, I didn't have them connected, I took the one monitor, had it flat on the table with the magnetic strips on it, and then I had the monitor open. Here, I'll just pop it off and show you. So I didn't have the other monitor attached. I just had the one monitor that was going to go against the laptop. And I had the screen extended out. Let me pause. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so I had the screen extended out like I do now, and then tilted up like it is. And I just took my monitor and placed it on top, and that made sure that I had my opening so that I can swivel my monitor while it's on the laptop. And that's how I stuck it on. So, yep, that's my my setup for now. It looks like it's going to work out pretty good. So far they both work. I've had the SideTrak for over a month now, and I haven't had any issues with it. It's been very productive for me. And I'm hoping the same out of these two monitors. This now is going to be the actual working laptop, and the other one is just going to be for fun or backup in case this goes down or whatever. The other thing I have to add is they give you enough of these strips for you to put on more laptops, or for whatever reason you gotta pull it off and you mess up the adhesiveness on one side, which I did with these, because the first time I mounted it I messed it up. It wasn't sitting properly on the laptop, so I had to take these off, and I messed up the adhesive on the other side, which wasn't hard. I just used the knife and cut towards the metal tabs and not the laptop, and I didn't scratch my laptop at all. I just messed up the adhesive stripping. And yeah, I don't really have much more to add. It's a good setup. If you want to have one monitor mounted on another laptop and you just have dual laptop monitors, that works. If you don't want the 3 laptop monitors, it gives you some room to play. And for the price of this setup was less than double the price of this. So this was, I think, $299 off of Amazon for one monitor, whereas I paid I think it was $560 something with shipping for both of these monitors. So if you want 3 monitors, right now this is your best bet. It's a decent setup. Mind you, it's not, I don't know if it's going to be something you'll want where you're going to be using on your actual lap, whereas this one, I'm comfortable sitting on a couch. If I was in an airport and I was sitting on one of the chairs, I'd be comfortable with this on my on my legs and using both monitors. This one not so much because of the heft, and it slides around. It doesn't stay still. The magnets are not indented with these strips. It's just going to slide around. So they are strong. So I'm not saying they're flimsy by any means, but the weight of it, it'll slide down. You'll be messing with the monitors. One side might be kinked on one end and versus the other side. It just seems like it would be more of a hassle having it on your lap. This is for tabletop use, whereas that one, this setup is more versatile. So I hope this helps. I mean, the predicament we were all put in over this pandemic, I had to make some adjustments. So I know I'm not a YouTube professional, so this might annoy a lot of you, but I was just trying to get information out there for somebody that might be able to put this at use. So yeah, thank you for watching. Have a wonderful time. Stay healthy.